Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome to In the Loop On Air, the only fan-sourced podcast produced by and starring its fans. Starring Clint Novak. Alyssa.
For 2 years, Kings Dominion has been celebrating their 40th anniversary, and today we'll be celebrating the new and improved Soak City. My name's Alyssa Baird, and we're going to take an exclusive look at Soak City. So let's go check it out. Yes!
Roller coaster expert, Reese Atkins.
In front of Kings Dominion's new ride, Delirium. I have a source, and his name is Clint Novak, and he has told me that in this grassy field behind me, there will be a 200-foot launched RMC roller coaster built in 2017. I have an official Kings Dominion representative, star of the hit show Open Mic Karaoke, Chris Craig, here to confirm or deny the rumors. It's not happening? Chris says it's not happening.
Don't forget Randall. And of course, you. And now, here's your host, Clint Novak.
All right, welcome to your Monday evening. My name is Clint Novak, and this is In the Loop On Air. And this week we have Reese back. I don't even know how that happened, but we've got Reese, but we are missing Alyssa and Randall. Now, Alyssa is not going to be on the show anymore. She's going to college, and college evidently is more important than podcasting on Monday evenings. So, unfortunately, she will be leaving the show as a regular host, but will be guest hosting from time to time. That being said, Reese has left the show, as you can see, and won't be back until October. And Randall, the only person who is still a cast member other than myself, is not here this week. So we've got Little Spoon filling in for, we'll go with Randall. We got Reese filling in for Reese, and we got Martin, who's going to be hanging out with us tonight. And Martin, you're going to be filling in for Randall. Or
go ahead and say
Alyssa.
It. He's Alyssa.
You're Alyssa. That's it. You're Alyssa.
Whoa, does that mean there's going to be a romance between Jason Balinskis and Martin?
Yeah. Yes. Did you guys see?
Clint, you didn't announce why you're leaving the show.
I am not leaving the show as of yet.
I was just confirming.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you left In the Loop proper, so.
Whoa. Don't start
I've got to
anything.
be honest. I don't know what is news out of this and what is bullshit. I'm confused. I'm lost with all of it.
What's real and what's not? I guess we'll never know. All right, we're going to go run down the stories real quick for the week, and then we're going to dive into some discussion. We also have some fan videos, and we're going to be playing our POV game coming up as well, where we got 3 POVs we're going to play and see if any of these experts can pull out which POV is going to be what POV's what. So here we go.
I'm going to lose. Expert. I will lose.
Everybody's going to. Martin's just going to win. Martin, we were talking very briefly. Huh?
Martin is the expert.
Yeah, Martin is the expert. Martin, Martin hasn't said one word, but the word we want to hear is just your coaster count. Just throw your coaster count out there.
What did I say? Sorry, I got to look it up again.
That's way more than one word. That was way more than one word.
So it changes all the time. So we're up to
so big he can't even keep track.
1456.
1456, and that's why he's the expert. All right. Let's dive into the news. MarketWatch.com is reporting that SeaWorld Entertainment Parks is looking to add more roller coasters to its SeaWorld properties. Well, this sounds like great news for roller coaster fans and park fans of SeaWorld. They have also announced that SeaWorld could pursue a more aggressive investment strategy that would include selling the Busch Gardens parks. They cited in the article that Cedar Fair and Six Flags are potential buyers for the parks, and that they could profit over $1 billion for the sale of the 2 Busch Gardens parks. Cedar Fair has announced last week that it was interested in purchasing more property if the right investment came around. Screamscape is reporting that the Disney's Animal Kingdom will be closing their short-lived Jungle Book Alive with Magic Nighttime show on September 5th. The show quickly replaced the Rivers of Light show that could not open due to technical difficulties. The Rivers of Light show is still not operational, and it is not ready for its debut. So after September 5th, there will only be one nighttime show in the park, and that is going to be the projection show on the Tree of Life. Universal Studios Orlando has announced it will be adding an upcharge haunt this year for Halloween Horror Nights. The upcharge house will feature the first of its kind virtual reality house. Victims will wear VR headgear as they make their way through the house, and the house will not open with Halloween Horror Nights, but will open on September 29th, and the cost will be $49.99 per person.
Woo.
Yes.
Bend over.
Woo! Just another way for them to get money. Schlitterbahn, Kansas City, has reopened to the public this past Wednesday, but the park has stated that the Verrückt Water Slide will remain closed for the 2016 season. The world record-breaking slide will stay closed and will not reopen until further notice. Little is known about the death of the 10-year-old boy that was on the world's tallest slide that happened last week. And that is the headlines. Now, are you guys ready to talk some Busch Gardens? Let's talk a little bit about Busch Gardens. So Busch Gardens, SeaWorld is. They say they want to add roller coasters to their SeaWorld parks. Good news. I love that. Okay. But they're also saying that they want to sell the parks that they're trying to duplicate. So I could be totally wrong on this. I have no numbers to back it up, but I would think that the Busch parks are doing better than the SeaWorld parks are right now, and they want to get rid of the Busch parks to fund the SeaWorld parks. Is that not crazy?
That sounds ridiculous to me. And there's a few things that I'm thinking here. I have not even heard about that until you just said that. So this is just off the tongue reaction. First off, I extremely hope that they do not sell these parks, and considering they're investing in both of them actively, I don't understand why they would. On top of that, if it's going to be Six Flags, that's dead. Okay, I have no part in that. If it's going to be Cedar Fair, I would be happy about that, only because I could get a platinum pass at KD and get into both parks. Or if you worked at one park, you could get into both. However, I would hope that they don't ramp down entertainment spending, and I hope that they would kind of bounce investing back and forth between the two parks to kind of inflate them both. It could be a good thing. I don't know. I don't think they will sell them, though. I'm not sure.
Oh, God, this hurts my head to even imagine this scenario going down. But I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire. And unfortunately, it just feels like it works out too well with Cedar Fair kind of talking about recently how they're interested in picking up new parks. And I don't know. This doesn't leave a good feeling in my stomach. But I'm with you, Reese, where Cedar Fair, I have at least a little bit more faith in. If it's Six Flags, I forget about it. I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where Six Flags taking over any of these parks is a good thing, or even remotely a salvageable thing. Cedar Fair with Matt Ouimet, like I said, I got a little bit more faith in that. But SeaWorld adding more coasters, awesome. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But man, these are some of my favorite parks. And I just can't wrap my head around the fact that they may be going to Six Flags or Cedar Fair.
I don't think Six Flags would buy them.
I don't think so. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Like I said, it just seems like one of those deals where there's smoke, there's fire, and this seems to be lining up too well with Cedar Fair talking about possibly buying up if the right opportunity came. So that makes me nervous.
Six Flags over Europe.
Now, I'm the way I want to look at it is, well, if I had to pick between the two, if it was like Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, I'm going to go Cedar Fair over Six Flags. But, I feel like there are other companies out there that would do a much better job with the parks other than those two. Herschend would be, I think, a good fit. Merlin, there's other parks or other owners I feel like that could step in and really take better care of these parks than Cedar Fair could. I love Cedar Fair. Don't get me wrong. Cedar Fair is one of my favorite chains, but I just don't think that they have the same kind of quality when it comes to... You okay there, Reese?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. So I just don't think that they would be able to do the same kind of quality. Now, either it was Andrew or the legend or somebody brought up in one of our staff chats, really, Reese? Really?
I don't know what is going on.
Silence your phone. That's all you got to do. Turn it off. Do something. Jeez. The middle of a show here. This is professionalism here. Come on. So one of those two did say that they would have a little more faith in Cedar Fair because Matt Wieman has come from the Disney parks, and that he may have what it takes to manage these parks correctly. So it would be very interesting. It would be crazy. It's to think about any of the scenarios is crazy, but SeaWorld is in trouble. We know that SeaWorld is in trouble, and this is kind of a bailout. Let's sell the highest assets we have at the park, which is Busch Gardens 1 and 2, and then salvage the rest of the parks, which is what, 3 SeaWorld parks.
Yeah.
So,
this sounds like the beginning of the end.
No, I think the beginning of the end happened 2 years ago when Blackfish came out. I think that was the beginning of the end.
If given the choice, I mean, what do you guys think? Like, would you rather see SeaWorld get sold off or the Busch parks? I mean, I think that's kind of a no-brainer, but like, would you rather see SeaWorld get sold off and turned into a typical Cedar Fair park?
If they're going to liquidate the SeaWorld parks, I feel like there goes the whole company. I mean, that's their main business there.
I mean, it is their main business, but their main business has a very bad brand or IP right now.
Right.
So
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's damaged goods at this point.
Yeah.
Which if you're looking to sell off anything, sell that and salvage the Busch.
If they literally sell off the SeaWorld parks, they're literally operating 3 theme parks: Busch Tampa, Busch Williamsburg, and Sesame Place.
Yeah.
So, what kind of a company are we talking about at this point?
I mean,
they would still have going to liquidate Sesame Place would be the first property.
But and that's an idea too. I think one of the staff members brought that up, that would be a good Legoland prospect. But Legoland is building in the Poconos right now, so that would be pretty close to each other. I believe Philadelphia and the Poconos are pretty close to each other.
I thought they were.
What's that?
They're trying to build. They're trying to get permits now, and there's a fight going on in Orange County, New York, in Goshen, New York.
Mm-hmm.
So just north of the New York City area, like about an hour north, and they've actually permitted for a new Legoland park there, and I've been sort of following it in the news with sort of battle lines being drawn between people that want the economic development and people that don't. But I didn't know about the Poconos.
This is crazy, and not a lot of people know this, but Stafford County, Virginia, which is Fredericksburg, was in the runnings for a Sesame Street or a Legoland. And they backed out of the Fredericksburg Legoland to go to New York because they thought that would be a better deal. So okay. we've now lost a Kalahari and we've lost a Legoland, and it's all that same stuff. It's the city really wants it, and a lot of people really want it, but those naysayers, man, they come out in full force and they just ruin all of our fun.
And don't even bring up Disney's America.
Oh yeah, there you go. Disney's America. That was
Virginia.
Long time ago. But so that's what we're looking at. And Martin, what do you think? Is there a better company other than Cedar Fair and Six Flags that could run these parks better?
Well, I mean, no doubt. I mean, really, the disaster. I mean, the first part of the disaster happened when Anheuser-Busch was taken over by InBev.
Good point.
Because
yes,
the Busch family really loved those parks and put lots of money and lots of care and made the Busch Gardens parks what they were. And of course, when they bought the SeaWorld parks, they extended that same love and care and investment into those parks. And of course, InBev takes over and says, look, we're a beer company. We're not a theme park company. So that required, the spin-off. And I think at the time it made sense that the spin-off company had to brand itself as SeaWorld, because, the Busch was still attached to the beer. I'm sure they had some sort of agreement that they could still use the Busch Gardens name, even though they weren't no longer associated with, Busch or Busch beer. So, and that turned out to be sort of a fateful decision to brand themselves as SeaWorld. But at the time, SeaWorld was a super strong brand. If you think about it, right? SeaWorld was flying high until Blackfish came out. And I think I stand along with everyone else who was shocked when SeaWorld actually caved, under the new leadership, and said, all right, we're not gonna breed killer whales anymore. But I thought that once they made that announcement, that sort of the heat would, the heat would die down, and that people would feel comfortable going back and say, okay, it's the last generation of orcas, and I can go to SeaWorld and I can feel good about it, and they're not abusing them anymore, and they're not milking orca bulls for sperm anymore, right? So sorry guys. Anyway, and I thought like that, then the heat would be off them, but apparently it's not. Unfortunately, it hasn't. The animal rights activists, they're never going to be satisfied until every animal is gone.
As long as they have a cat or a dog, they're going to be upset. So
yeah, I think you're right. And now they're hurting because of other things. Apparently, weather in Orlando has been particularly shitty this season. They've lost apparently the Brazilian market, while the Brazilian economy is in shambles, that's really hurting the Orlando tourism market in general. And apparently that's impacting SeaWorld more than it is some of the other parks in that area. Personally, I hate the idea of either Cedar Fair or Six Flags owning the Busch Gardens parks, given their history. I just watched do I still have it here? I bought the history DVD, the history of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It's awesome. Like if you see it for sale, like on one of the clearance tables the next time you're there, it's shows the whole history of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It's an awesome park. Awesome.
Shout out to Devin Olson.
Yeah, Devin Olson, our buddy, produced that. We need to get him on the show sometime.
All right, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that and just you watch that and you're like, because I remember the first time I went to, I was in 8th grade when we made our class trip down to the Virginia and Hampton Roads area, and I went on the Loch Ness Monster 22 times in one day. Like, I thought it was the most amazing roller coaster in the universe.
Reese and me cried going on it twice.
13 or 14 years old. So I hate the idea of like, I like both. I like Six Flags. I like Cedar Fair. I patronize their parks. Occasionally I buy their season passes, when it suits me. But I don't know. I just hate the idea of Cedar Fair sort of filling it with Cedar Fair garbage cans. And that would just kill me.
I just want to give Cedar Fair a little more credit than we're giving them here. I think if Cedar Fair owned Busch Gardens Williamsburg or Busch Gardens Tampa, they would operate them well. I believe they would, because first off, I think Cedar Fair does not run their rides into the ground. I think Cedar Fair rides for the most part are well maintained and well kept up. And you look at a ride like Shockwave, parts were not being made for it, but it was still a ride that was in great condition, and it was even up for sale after they removed it, after operating for 29, 30 something years. I don't know. But I think that if the kind of ideology of Matt Ouimet is like each one of our parks is its own independent brand. So I think if they went into Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Busch Gardens Tampa, they would have to look at them and say, these are vastly different than our other properties. How are we going to continue what these parks already have going for them? And it would, I don't know if they could do it or not. I mean, I would love to see it happen. I think Cedar Fair would be up to the task, especially under the leadership of Matt Ouimet. Six Flags, I don't even want to think about. But I'm not going to put Cedar Fair in the class of Six Flags and saying, I don't want to see that happen. I wouldn't mind seeing Cedar Fair own those parks. If anyone was going to buy them, I would hope it would either be Hershend or Cedar Fair, and Cedar Fair would be a great option in my mind. So I'm not going to denounce them immediately.
Now, one thing that I would like to bring up as kind of a thing, the Cedar Point and Kings Island right now are the two closest parks in the Cedar Fair chain, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you're not counting water parks.
Yeah, if you're not the general parks. So that means that that Busch and Kings Dominion would then take that, and what does that mean for those two parks? Because those two are within an hour of each other.
I don't think that'd necessarily be a bad thing. I mean, they could really.
It was for Geauga Lake.
If you look, if you look at what they're doing with Michigan's Adventure right now, how are they getting people into Michigan's Adventure? If you combo ticket deal, You buy a ticket to one park, you get into the other. I mean, you've got 2 parks an hour away. There's big marketing potential. And it's not something like Geauga Lake where people just in general aren't going to that park because there's not enough market. There is enough market in this area for both of those parks to sustain themselves. They are right now. So it doesn't make a difference if they're owned by one company or 2. I mean, I think that they could I think they could make it work with combo ticket deals and really push platinum pass sales through the roof in this region.
Is Merlin even in the conversation here? For
I mean,
I
said the name.
Yeah, but I mean, like, have they actually like publicly shown any interest? Because I feel like this
not
would
according
be a
to the article.
This would be a pretty smart move on their part to get like a strong, get their footing in the U.S. as far as like a major roller coaster theme park goes. They got a couple overseas, but all they have here are the Legoland parks. Like, this would be a good chance for them to grab up. I still think if I'm SeaWorld, I'm selling the SeaWorld parks because those are damaged goods. And as a buyer, you can buy the SeaWorld parks and you don't have to keep the SeaWorld name. You can slap Merlin on these, or, you can slap a different name on it. It just makes sense that somebody like Merlin would have the most to gain. Hershend, I think maybe ideally for everybody in the whole situation involved is maybe the better option, but I don't know if they're necessarily looking to expand. Merlin just seems like they're always looking to expand and grow throughout the world. So this just seems like something that Cedar Fair, no, they're not as bad as Six Flags, but they're just kind of a better version of Six Flags. There's no way around it. It's still, an affordable, discounted season pass that gets a lot of people into the park. The Busch Garden parks, the SeaWorld parks, they're a lot more money to get into, and that brings in a different clientele. That's maybe not something everybody wants to hear, but it's just the truth. Like, they still sell tickets for a very high rate of money, and that brings in a different clientele than Cedar Fair or Six Flags would do. So Merlin, I think, could step in and probably have the most to gain by coming in and taking these parks over, personally.
All right, not to change the subject too much, but we'll move on a little bit now. In Virginia right now, we do have a pretty big thunderstorm, a lot of rain that came through the area, and this just happened an hour or so ago at Kings Dominion. Some massive flooding here. If you check out, this is a pond.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a pond that is towards the bottom part of the park, and as you can see, it's going into the picnic area. There's actually a country kitchen there. And the water is quickly making its way down to the bottom part of the park through that area. Just massive, massive flooding.
Is it actually on the midways?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Whoa.
Wow. What a drag.
I think we should go up there right now.
Well, it's probably all done now.
Oh.
Either that or the park is closed. They may have closed because of the flooding. But, yeah, some crazy flooding there. Now, we do have some fan videos to get to. Oh, by the way, that was sent in by Nathan Rinkin. I got some fan videos to get to, so let's go check out. This one was supposed to be played a couple weeks ago, and I didn't see it. I saw it today for the first time, and it is hilarious. I'm glad Reese is on the show to see it because it mentions us all by name. But this is Carter checking in from Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yeah.
What is going on in the loop on air, fans? I'm here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Woo! Checking in from the Waffle Shack.
That's me. With Noble Speed. How you doing?
What's
on
up,
the
Donkey?
air, in the loop on the air. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Good. I want to send a greeting out to Clint, Alyssa, and Reese.
Wait, I think you're forgetting someone.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Oh, and of course Carter.
Oh no,
Huh?
Randall.
Randall. Sorry, Randall. I didn't mean to forget you. Randall,
Yeah,
I'm
you
so,
can't forget
how could I
about
possibly forget about Randall? I mean, that's just crazy. Anyway, it's so good to see you guys. I'm inviting you personally to the Waffle Cart for an on-location interview. I will spill all my waffle secrets. We could have all sorts of fun. We'll go on adventures together. And I'll tell you all about Shrek 5.
Okay. One little question. What is your favorite roller coaster?
What's my favorite roller coaster?
Yeah, does Donkey like roller coasters?
Oh, I love roller coasters. Yeah. Let's see. At Universal or just in general?
In general.
Okay, good, because we only have 2, so it kind of narrows it down. Let's see. That is an excellent question. I can't say anything at Disneyland. They would hate me for that. Let's see. I know. Okay. This is a good one. Mummy the Ride, but in Florida. Oh man,
yeah,
at the
that's a
Orlando
good
theme
one.
park in Florida, it's so good. I have a barn there that I go visit a lot, and so whenever I go to that barn, man, I always ride the Mummy there. That is a fantastic roller coaster.
For sure.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's very
Mommy.
good. That would be it. I guess
Thanks,
that'd be it. You know, that's a really good one.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks, Donkey.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. And also my ride, even though it's not a roller coaster, is really great.
This one?
The Shrek 4D, yeah.
It's on Netflix, too.
It's on Netflix? But
Yeah.
what do you do? Just bounce up and down on the couch or something? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it's
That's kind of weird. Don't know why they would release it on Netflix and then have it in a theme park. That's just silliness. Why would anyone do that? That's just so silly.
I have no
It would
idea.
almost make the attraction irrelevant. That's very silly. All right, well, anyway, I'm
Okay,
glad you
yeah.
guys are here.
okay. And
And I hope you come visit me.
yeah. Well, can you say see you on the Midway?
I see you on the Midway. Yeah.
And that is Donkey from Shrek giving us all a shout out there. I love it.
So what did he just go up to the kiosk and say?
I don't
Hey,
know. I didn't ask him any questions
can you real
about
quick
it.
say, hey, in the Loop on Air, shout out to Clint Reese and
Is
Alyssa?
it,
Like, how
is
did
it
he?
really?
I
Is it
don't
really
know.
that far fetched that Donkey may watch the show?
Yes, it is completely.
I love attractions that have that where the actors and characters can talk back to you. I love those. Dooley at Busch Gardens Williamsburg when he was there, loved that. Loved Donkey down at. I could sit and watch Donkey forever. Love Donkey. I can't think of any other attractions. What are the Universal has a fountain too that does that, don't they?
They had the Raptor meet and greet thing, but I don't think the Raptor talked to you.
I don't know what's going on.
Donkey
anymore.
has his own. Donkey has his own show at Universal Singapore, I think, and and Universal Osaka also.
Really?
Yeah, it's like kind of like a Turtle Talk with Crush kind of thing.
Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I love that too.
All I know is I met Kylo Ren at Hollywood Studios a couple weeks back, and it was the most awkward goddamn exchange of my life.
Who?
You could talk to him. Kylo Ren from Star Wars. There's a Kylo Ren meet and greet, and you could talk to him, and he'd talk back to you, and I was so awkward. I wanted nothing to do with it. The second I was in the room, I wanted out.
All right, good deal. Let's see here. What else do we got? I guess we could talk a little bit about Haunt. We got that Universal Studios Orlando story about them adding virtual reality to one of their haunted houses. Now, we knew that it was only going to be a matter of time, and they must be throwing this thing together because it's not opening with Halloween Horror Nights. It's opening up after late September. So. And it's going to cost a fortune. Now, Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, already not a cheap date, but this is going to just put it way over the top if you want to do this. I could see this being like an annual pass holder more thing because there's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it'd be worth it. For me, I would rather go into a more like, I mean, it depends on what they do, how they do it. I mean, if it's anything like the Walking Dead base, it's going to be awful. But if they can really take this concept far. But if I had to guess, I don't know. I think it's probably not going to be worth the $50.
Well, this is okay. So from what I can gather, and I admittedly I don't know probably as much about this as I should to be talking about it, but what it sounds like to me from what I'm gathering is this is going to be not only an upcharge, but it's not just going to be like a throw on a headset and walk through a house with virtual reality. This sounds to me like you're going to go in with your group of 4 people, and it almost sounds like an escape room to some extent. I'm not saying it's going to be the full experience of one of these escape rooms, but those things are so popular right now that it sounds to me like they've come up with a concept to kind of turn that escape room idea into a virtual reality you know, setting. Because when you read the article, it talks about how you go in with your group of 4 and you have to work together to, you know, achieve whatever the goal is. Again, I don't know nearly as much about this as I should, but you know, the $50 a person, that's not just $50 for your group, that's $50 a person. It just, to me, seems like they're going to have to give you a little bit more than just your average 8-minute walkthrough of a house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, anybody who's attended Halloween Horror Nights knows that the crowds are out of control. There's so many people there.
So crazy.
They need something like this to help alleviate it a little bit. But also, this will finally be an opportunity, if you're willing to pony up the cash, to do something without having to wait 2-3 hours to do it, or buy an express pass to do it. I mean, given this is just a different type of express pass in a different way, but this will finally be a house that you can go probably jump into pretty quick, because that's a very steep price point and not everybody's going to be doing it.
As long as we get a reverse POV of drunk Drew the intern going through the house, it's all worth it. That has to happen.
I was just thinking to myself, you know what I should do is, nobody put that vote forward yet. I should put the vote forward for the $50. Be like, oh, I need that $50 so I could do the virtual reality house.
It sounds to me like it's going to be interesting. It sounds like it's going to be scary as shit. If you've got the money and you're willing to do it, it's probably going to be worth it. Like I said, I can't see them charging $50 for just your average run-at-the-mill, you know, 5, 6, 7 minute walkthrough. This is going to be something that might take a little bit of time. I'm thinking something along the lines of, any other haunt fans out there would be a little more familiar with what Knott's Berry Farm used to do with their, you know, Knott's Scary Farm, sorry, with their trapped maze, which used to be about a 45-minute walkthrough, and it was a much more personalized experience where you had to, you know, kind of solve some you know, puzzles to get through certain rooms and find a key in certain ways. And it wasn't just your average, I'm going to go in the house, put on a headset, and walk through it in virtual reality and be out within 10 minutes for $50. It's going to be something that's going to be very personalized, and it's going to take a little bit of time out of your night. If not, this is going to be a scam for sure. But I just can't imagine $50 a person. I got to keep emphasizing that. You know, you're talking $200 for a group to walk through there. You're going to get a little bit of substance out of this, and it's something that's needed, quite frankly, because those crowds need, you know, they need some thinning.
But really, it's not going to affect the regular crowd. I don't think it's going to affect it at all. I think you know, you're not only spending a buttload of money to get in the park, but you're also going to be spending a buttload of money to do this one attraction that's going to, in my mind, take forever. Like, I feel like it's going to take a lot of time out of your day, because you have to gear up and get you in there and do all that stuff. I don't know.
That's true. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'd be kind of surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that they start offering not only during the normal Horror Nights hours, but during the day. Like, this isn't something that has to be limited to the nighttime. This should be an opportunity, if you don't want to waste any of your Horror Nights time at night, you know, because it costs so much money. Let's say you want to do it at noon. Let's say you want to do it at 11 o'clock in the morning. This should be, you know, it's not only something they could capitalize on and make money on all day long, but it's very doable. You're putting on a virtual reality headset and going into a house. There's no reason you couldn't do this during the day, and then it wouldn't take time out of your night. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's something in the future. I don't know if they'll look into doing that this year or not, but I don't see why they couldn't do it in the future.
All right, then.
I'd rather take that money and buy a front of the line pass. I mean, at least maybe a better use of funds, but you make it sound interesting, Ken.
You know, you just all I really have to go off of is the trapped experience at Knott's Scary Farm. I didn't get a chance to check it out. I went to Scary Farm last year for the first time, and they didn't have it last year. But the 2 years that they did it, or maybe it was 3 years, it was overwhelmingly popular. So there was something to it. there was something to that upcharge experience that people not only enjoyed but were ponying up the money for. And Knott's Scary Farm isn't necessarily a cheap ticket either. That's a hard ticketed event with a very pricey, fright lane, I think they call it. The Cedar Fair fast lane for their haunt events. But
Fright lane,
that's not a cheap event either, really. And people were ponying up the money to do that upcharge in droves. People couldn't wait to get into that. So, there's got to be something to it.
What I will say is, if this is something that was done at King's Dominion or Busch Gardens, or even Six Flags America, maybe not Six Flags America, King's Dominion or Busch Gardens for $50, I would absolutely do it. But if I'm taking a vacation to Florida, plane ticket, hotel, park ticket, a vacation I'm already paying an arm and a leg for, there's no way I'm going to justify dropping an extra $50 for one more maze. There's no way I would ever do that. If it was here at a park I was a season pass holder at, absolutely. If I was a local in Florida and a pass holder to Universal Orlando, absolutely I would do it. I would not do it if I was traveling there.
Right. Yeah, my problem is you've only got so much time. On a normal Horror Nights schedule, you've got about 8 hours of Horror Nights per night. And that seems like a lot, but it's just not. With the crowds and having 9 houses and scare zones and shows, it's one night is hardly enough as it is. If this was something that they offered during the daytime that I could get done before it started, I would maybe consider it. But $50 on top of how much I'm already paying is just that's a lot of money, and you're going to lose a lot of time.
What I will say is, the night I was at Horror Nights this past year, we did not get the express pass, and it was not as bad as I was expecting. The whole public perception of Horror Nights is you go every maze has a 3-hour line. That was not true at all. Some of the big mazes did. The 25 years maze, best maze I've ever been through, had a very long line, which I did wait in. The Freddy versus Jason house had a long line. The house maze with the screaming girl on the bed. What's the movie? In the back by oh god, it starts with an I. Come on, Kenny, help me out.
Oh, Insidious.
Yes, that one had a long line. Waited in that, but then towards the end of the night, we actually walked in a few houses. I mean, they did not have a line at all later on after 12. So I don't think that the perception that every night at every single night at Halloween Horror Nights, it's packed, you wait 3 hours. It was crowded as hell, but it wasn't 3 hours for every line. Now, if you went on a Saturday, forget it.
Yeah, it's entirely dependent on when you go, what night. It's every night's different.
I've never been to Orlando. I've been to the one in LA.
I have not been to the one in LA. I've only been to the one in Orlando. All right, moving on. We've got more fan videos. Let's go to DJ checking in from some. I feel like it's a fair, but he says it's something. We'll check it out here.
If he says Larson Loopers are life, I want him barred from the show.
I just got off Galaxy and Oriental Express at Palace Playland. I gotta say they're both great rides. I was very impressed. Galaxy was actually very comfortable, very well padded. Didn't really jolt you, which I was expecting it too. And Orient Express actually had a kick, a very big kick. But overall, it was a great time. I'm now might be going to Funtown, but if I don't, then you won't see a video. But always remember, Larson Loopers are life.
Larson Loopers are life. There you go, Reese. How do you feel about that?
DJ, you've got to come up with something else, man. I mean, this is your thing. This is your thing.
My thing
excuse me, Clint. Can I finish my?
You can't. No, you just come in and out of the show at a whim. No, I'm here every week, so I'm going to say this.
Okay,
I say see you at the Midway all the time. He says Larson Loopers are life.
Yeah, okay, come on, Clint. Everyone's sick of your tagline. Everybody's sick of his. Clint, you have at this point become so annoying wearing this beanie hat saying see you on the Midway that every time you're like, see you on the Midway, everybody just kind of rolls their eyes. With DJ, don't be a Clint Novak, okay? You've got to come up with something new. You've been saying Larson Loopers are live every single day, every single show. And, it's DJ, I believe in you, okay? You seem like a funny guy. You seem like you've got a little bit of humor in you. You got to switch it up. You got to.
All I have to say is at least we are not walking around going, "Oh, that's my favorite coaster. Oh, that's my favorite coaster. Oh, that's my favorite coaster."
For anyone who has a problem with that, I stopped doing it, and Clint told me behind the camera I needed to start doing it again because it was my thing now, and I have to do it in every video. That's all Novak.
Fine, whatever. Kenny?
Kenny's mic doesn't look like it's working.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now we can.
I said, DJ, embrace it. Just embrace it. Just keep going with it. I'm going to ride my first Larson Loop this weekend. I've still not been on one. I'm getting my first Larson Loop credit.
Not half bad. Rode one
Indiana Beach. Indiana Beach.
Nice. Indiana Beach. I know a person. I know a person who works there, and I know the people who provide the video games there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you can hook me up.
There you go.
With something. I don't know what.
All right, Martin. Are you still? Can you hear? I got a message that you couldn't hear. Can you hear?
I can hear this conversation, but I can't. When you put the videos up, then I cannot hear.
Oh,
and I think Kenny had the same problem.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. I've just been clicking over to the web page and watching them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the Loop webpage or
to the live show on YouTube. I mean.
Okay, that's what I got.
Yeah, I can hear it on the live feed, but not on our feed.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a weird.
I apologize about that. That's something we'll have to fix in the future. All right, so Martin, you had a big trip. You just got back from what, yesterday or Saturday?
No, actually, I've done like 3 trips since I made that video, so it's been a few weeks.
So you came back from a trip, but the trip that we're about to look at here is a trip from the Netherlands, Germany, and France, or am I just screwing all of this up?
No, that's right. Netherlands, Germany, France. It started July 13th and went through July 19th. So it was a few weeks ago.
All right, so tell us about the trip. What did you do?
Okay.
What did you hit up? We're looking at the slideshow right now.
All right. Yep. We flew to Netherlands. This is Wallaby near Amsterdam. They have a new coaster called Lost Gravity. That's actually Goliath, which is their big Intamin, which is a great coaster. And then this is the coaster, though, that we came to ride coming up. Yeah, Lost Gravity, which I totally forgot the manufacturer. But it's an awesome ride. It's compact. It's a nice addition to the park. Totally a lot of fun. And we had a fast pass, thing, so we didn't have to wait too long. And actually, the line wasn't too long, but we often get the fast passes just to avoid whatever. Also, because we had to, we didn't have much time in the park. So I started the video out kind of slow with just, a few odd pictures. So these are the, these are things where you can like an automat where you can buy stuff out of the slot, which is always kind of fun.
Is it like a vending machine? Like it's food?
Yeah, it's like a vending. Yeah, basically there's a kitchen back there, and they put hot food into those things. You drop a coin in and open it up and take out a snack. They used to be common in the United States, but they're all over the Netherlands. We just happened to drive by with a train. We visited some friends. Lost Gravity was a mock.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Hansa Park. And Hansa Park also has a new ride, truly awesome, called Der Schwur. Forget it. I can't even pronounce it. Awesome ride.
Holy crap!
It's basically a Gerstlauer. It's a I think it is Gerstlauer, and you drop out of the tower really fast into some very high-speed, sharp turns.
I got to rewind that and see this again. Look at that.
And I should go on. I gotta go. I can't see the video. I gotta watch the live. After Hyde Park, we actually went to 2 different.
Oh boy!
There's delay on the live show. Then we went to 2 different safari parks and rode some coasters there. We went on to a park called Fort Fun Abenteuerland. We went to the I'm trying to. This is from Haida Park. Let me get the.
Sorry, I keep pausing the video
There
just so we
go.
can get the pictures longer.
Oh,
so
thanks.
Now we're looking
Yeah,
at Colossus there.
This is Colossus, which is one of the big Intamin woodies.
Oh,
Man.
man.
not as good as El Toro and not as good as like T Express in Korea, but still a decent coaster. This monkey jumped on me.
The monkey
at
jumped on
safari
you?
parks. This monkey actually jumped on. You could actually walk into the enclosure. It was bizarre. See that?
Wow.
And he's got his finger on the button, but he can't like manipulate it to get himself out. So we're inside the enclosure. There's monkeys running around, and I turned my back on the monkey, and it just jumped on my back. So that
monkey
freaked me out.
gives zero fucks. You can tell.
You know,
by
I
that,
once
man.
heard a story on Howard Stern about a chimp killing a person. So I would be nervous to be in there.
This is one of the safari parks. I forgot which one we went. And now this is Fort Fun Adventureland, which had a crazy. I don't know what the hell that was. We didn't ride it, but I kept watching it go back and
It
forth.
looks like a soaring eagle zip line on crack.
Yeah, it is very similar, I think. It only had like 2 riders at a time, and you had to walk up a giant hill to get to a pretty long line. Okay, now this is the fair in Dusseldorf, which was just freaking amazing. Like we went up that conveyor belt thing. This is the tallest transportable drop tower in the world. Hangover. These are fair coasters that travel, and they all have names. They're branded. They're plussed. You know, they have light packages. Like it really gives U.S. fair showmen should be ashamed. Like going to these German fairs, it's just totally mind blowing. Like it's just on another level. Like everything is way plussed. So Holland Blitz, just crazy indoor coaster, you know, with like water effects and light effects and all this stuff. We met up with a lot of friends in Germany. So all these pictures of people are basically, you know, friends. See this flat ride? No safety gate. Like if you wanted to commit suicide, you could just walk into the ride and get killed. I'm serious. Okay, this is Phantasialand, which is an amazing theme park, one of the best in Europe. And this is Taron, which is this double launch coaster by is it Mach? I'm sorry.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not the nerd that some people are, but I mean, I'm nerdy,
tell me that
I'm nerdy,
ride.
but
Tell me that ride is half as good as it looks.
it kicks ass. It was just
Awesome.
we all loved it. We all rode multiple times. It was just amazing. It was a long and the theming of the area you can see is just freaking first rate. I mean,
we're getting our asses kicked in the comments as Intamin. Sorry guys. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, it is. Okay, I suck. All right, and this is Holiday Park. So this is where Expedition G-Force is. They just added one of the premier double loopers like Tempesto. And this is the old Super Warble, like Vekoma. Anyway, there's Expedition G-Force, still one of the top steel coasters. I know that one's Intamin. Definitely one of the best in the world still. Now jump to Trips Drill, and they have a new coaster. Again, sorry for like not memorizing every manufacturer. Trips Drill is a lovely park. It's mostly a kiddie park, but they have that new coaster, and it's a fun park. Then we jumped over into France. So France, we went to Frépertuis City. Now we're into this is Blue Fire at Europa Park. So all these images are Europa Park. If you don't know Europa Park is the show park for Mach. It's owned by the Mach family, you know, which has been making, you know, machines for 400 years. And Europa Park is a beautiful park, amazingly well themed. And one of the things I really wanted to, we rode they have a new wooden coaster, Wodan, and I also really wanted to ride, it's coming up here in a moment, is the new Arthur ride. So I wasn't really familiar with the IP, Arthur and the Minimoys. There we go. So if you've seen that film, I watched it afterwards, but it is really, we're talking Disney level dark ride. It's It's coaster-ish, but it's really not a coast. It's not really a credit. This is the part of the ride that goes outside. It is just amazing theming, amazing effects, really cool IP. It's got this whole section indoors, which goes through like a courtyard where there's like a restaurant and stuff like that. And these are just the parts of the ride where the cars are visible. You know, there's a whole huge section where you're going into themed areas and effects and everything like that. And just to show you, like, this is Europa Park really pays attention to detail. These are just like a set of fountains at one of the hotels, and I had to film like these kids like just having fun playing in the fountains, and it was just so much fun.
These fountains look like they're way too dangerous to be running through. Like, what if you're just caught you the wrong way and you're going to lose a testicle? I mean, look at how high these things are going. You're done. Look at that kid.
Oh yeah. I took a good
look at it. Look and see, he lost a testicle. I just saw it fly off of him.
Dick's out for Harambe.
Look and see, the parents are running in to save him.
Bravo, Reese.
I strongly recommend trips to Europe. This is just a smidgen of Germany and a tiny bit of France and one park in Holland that we did. You can, my wife and I, when I was working in Europe, we spent literally years basically just doing European parks. Germany, France, Spain, Denmark, the Scandinavian countries, Sweden, they all have a ton of parks with great theming and everything. This video it's actually a music video, and it's on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to see it.
That's awesome. Europa Park is probably the park that I would want to go to the most in Europe. Like, I always talk about Alton Towers and Thorpe and all that, but doing On Air, we have somebody who watches over there. I believe his name's Matt, and he sent us some videos of a German fair. I believe it was a German fair. Like, it was a crazy loud fair. I know that. And he also sent us videos from Europa, and it just looks amazing. It really, really looks good.
I'm
Definitely.
with you, man.
Add Phantasialand to that list. Phantasialand they keep dumping mega bucks into that park, adding theming, adding cool coasters, adding shows and flats and everything. It's just they have that's the only park I know that has a true Toy Story ride system for their ride called Maus au Chocolat, where you basically shoot mice with chocolate. It's fun.
Poor mice. There's an interactive dark ride at one of the hotels over there in Europe where kids run through fountains and then you hit a button and it squirts their testicle off. So.
Oh, Dick's out for Harambe.
All right, Martin, that was amazing. Thank you very much for giving us a little slideshow presentation of your trip over there. Like I said, I definitely want to do Europa. I think that's the park I'd want to do the most.
Yeah, man.
Completely.
We got to do an in the loop trip over there. Get Martin.
I was gonna say, when are we gonna go, Clint?
Yeah.
That's the park I want to go to over there.
Let's do it,
Martin. That was a cool trip report. You know what? Andrew was on and he's talked about his Japan travels he's had, but there's just something about those European parks that always are so intriguing to me. I don't know what it is. The Coaster Radio, Mike Collins went over to one of those parks a couple of years ago. I forget where it was he went exactly, but every time I hear a crazy trip report about somebody going over there and knocking all those parks out, it just sounds like a blast.
Mm-hmm.
It just
let me just add that those parks, a lot of those big parks are open in the winter, which is something to think about. And it is an expensive plane ticket, but right now the euro is about as low as it's ever, it's been in the last 10 years. So its prices are at least, it's still expensive there, but it's not insanely expensive. The euro is only like a $1.10 now for a euro now. It's totally worth it.
Clint, I don't know if you saw what Gavin just said in the chat, but is that a confirmation for free RT at Europa Park next season?
Yeah, we'll pay for everybody's plane ticket over there, all three of them, and they're going to be in the loop hosts.
I am an In the Loop host.
I think I would approve. I think I would approve for Legend Andrew and myself to get plane tickets from In the Loop to go over there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in the chat room.
Well, according
Pat,
to the Legend, I am an In the Loop chum, and I think
chum.
that title deserves a plane ticket.
You if you could have stayed on the donkey for more than 15 seconds, you would have been an In the Loop host, but you couldn't quite make it. So
at least I got on the donkey.
Yeah,
Clint Novak would not get on the donkey.
And you lost at mini golf, and you had to buy Legend a sandwich or something.
I don't think I ever bought him a burger.
I think I think it evened out. I think you bought him his cinnamon bread or something.
I bought him a piece of pizza, but that was because he paid for all of our souvenir cups.
Oh, you owe him a cheeseburger then.
It's true. I owe the Legend a cheeseburger.
All right, we're gonna run a little bit longer than normal. Let's go to Connor hanging out at Hershey Park, or I guess just outside of Hershey Park. That was anticlimactic. There we go.
What's up, Inwood fans? Connor checking in from not Hershey Park, but the Hershey Stories. Hershey Stories is a museum located outside Hershey Park. I went to the park this week. Great park. Really enjoyed it. Sky Rush. Had a great ride on it the first time. Second ride, kind of hard. Really painfully. It's still a great coaster. It's worth the pain. Love the coasters. So yeah, it's pretty much just a history of the Hershey brand and even theme parks a little bit. You can see the usual tidbit of fact. Just wanted to check in. Hershey, Pennsylvania. You can see there's Sky Rush right there. Stroller and Fahrenheit are way back there. You got the Kissing Tower. Well, I guess I'll be signing off with this view. Love the show.
All right, that's Connor checking in from Hershey, or not Hershey, just outside of Hershey. I love Hershey.
That's the Milton S. Hershey Museum, I think, where he is.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was in some museum. Yep.
Yeah.
I love Hershey. I usually go there the last day of their normal operating season, which is usually like the first Sunday of November. And we go up there and we freeze our asses off. And it's usually not too busy that day. And that's why we go, because every time we go to Hershey, no matter when it is, it's always super packed. So we found that last operating day, it's never busy. So that's when we go.
Do they have a solid Christmas event?
They do, but I've never been to it. So I don't think they have a lot of rides that are open. I know Laugh Tracks is open, but...
That seems like the perfect park to go to, like a Christmas event for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Seems like they do a real good job.
Yeah.
I like how he said Sky Rush is worth the pain.
Yeah.
Sky Rush is worth the pain.
I want to go to Hershey Park to get one of those insane milkshakes.
Did you see the Jason Balinskis milkshake? Let me see if I can pull this off the internet real quick.
This thing is a milkshake with chocolate frosting. Chocolate.
No, hold on. Whoa! Don't give out the ending. Don't give out the ending.
All right.
You got to see it. You got to see it to believe it.
Was this one of their shakes that they sell in the chocolate factory? Oh my
Chocolate
God.
World sells some amazing shit.
Oh my God.
No, was it in Chocolate World,
like
or was
frozen
it in
hot chocolate?
I believe it's sold. No. It's sold inside the park. It's one of their king size shakes, and I believe they have a couple different flavors. And I had seen pictures of it before, but I thought it was like, oh, yep, there it is.
Look at that thing. God. There is a cupcake. That is a full cupcake as a topping, as a sprinkle.
And I mean, it looks like it's just too much to even consume. I mean,
have some dignity, man. You can't go buying one of those.
It was his birthday. It was his birthday.
Okay, well then, fuck it, go for it.
That thing has to be at least $15. I mean, come on.
I'm getting it. When I go, I'm gonna get in the loop to pay for it, and I'm gonna eat that thing. It's gonna be great. Love it. All right.
They have a Reese's Cup version.
Yeah.
I will get that.
All right, so I think that does it for the fan videos. We got all the fan videos. I think it's time for our game. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, so this is what we need from you guys. We need a way for you guys to chime in, some type of noise, a cow noise or an animal noise or something that you're going to do to chime in when you are taking a guess.
Dicks out for Harambe every time when I'm chiming in for my answer.
What is it?
Dicks out for Harambe. I'm going to say that
that's
each
what
time.
That's what you're saying. Okay, Kenny?
I got my air horn that I had last week.
Let's hear it. You got it ready?
Yeah, go to Martin. I'm getting it.
Oh, Martin, give me some type of noise that you're going to make to chime in.
I'm at a loss. I will moo like a cow.
Moo like a cow. Okay, moo like a cow. And Kenny, do you got it?
It's all about the milk, right? We were talking about Hershey.
Kenny, really?
I love the cows in the Hershey's chocolate factory tour.
Kenny, you're killing us.
The milk.
All you have to do is make a noise.
All right.
All right, there you go. All right, so here we go. We're gonna play. The first POV, and first person to chime in and tell us what coaster and what park it is. This is presented by Coaster Force. Go check out their YouTube page. They have hundreds and hundreds of POVs from all over the coaster community. So check it out, Coaster Force. Our first coaster is
Dicks out for Harambe.
Okay, and that is Reese.
I got
it. What's that?
Impulse.
Impulse is correct at
That's
Knoebels.
correct. Very good.
There you
Nice.
go. Some impulse action. I need to get up to Knoebels because this thing looks amazing. I have tomorrow off. Maybe I'll just go up there.
You shithead. What a shithead. I have to plan a vacation around going to Knoebels.
Well, it's still a 4-hour drive for me, but hell, I mean, look at this thing. Who makes this?
Like
Gerslauer?
Gerslauer?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't fit. I'm not going. I'll go next year. I got to lose some weight. All right, next. Reese is ahead with 1. Let's go to the next one.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Reese.
Damn it! This is my park! Ah!
Reese, what is it?
It's Rolling Thunder?
No! Oh!
I got it!
Moo.
Martin!
Is this racer at?
Are you not hearing my air horn?
No, I'm not hearing your air horn. If I heard your air horn, I'd call
Yeah,
you.
no, he.
All right, Kenny.
He was up.
Goddamn American Eagle.
American Eagle. It's at his park. It's his park.
I've been blowing my air horn and nobody hears it.
I can't hear that damn thing. This coaster's too loud.
American Six Flags Great American.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I saw the drop tower and I thought it was Thunder Road, and that's when I said it, and then I realized it was not that.
This game is hard.
When's the last time you've been on this, Kenny?
There's Raging Bull, right?
I don't know, like a month ago I was on it.
A month ago? Is it pretty good? I haven't been on it in years and years.
It depends on what. Half the time they only run one side and it beats the shit out of you. And I don't know. My buddy was there last weekend.
Kenny.
Now I hear it.
You already guessed this one. You already guessed this one. All right, here comes the next one. You guys ready? Here we go. Oh, Kenny.
Is that Afterburn at Carowinds?
It is not.
There's no way.
Moo.
Okay, Martin.
Is this Iron Dragon at Cedar Point?
That is not Iron Dragon.
Sorry, that was idiotic. I meant Patriot at Worlds of Fun.
No, that is not it either. Reese, and somebody got it in the chat room before Reese got it.
Oh, God. Dicks out. Silver Bullet. Flight Deck.
Flight Deck. It's Flight Deck.
It's Flight Deck at California's Great America.
Jesus, we screwed that up.
Oh, man.
Are you waiting for that?
Do you have a tiebreaker?
I don't. I only downloaded 3.
Here's my cow. Oh, it didn't work. Can you hear that?
Yeah, we got it.
All right, over for 3.
Oh, man. All right, guys. I think that does it for the show this week. I think I got everything. Did I get everything?
No winner? What is this, soccer?
Hey!
There's no winner? We're just going to end in a tie?
I have no way to do. Okay, you know what? We'll play a quick game of I've got 5 on it. All right. This is a game where I give you 10 seconds to name 5 things, and the person who can succeed in doing it wins. Okay. Kenny, you're gonna go first. Okay.
All right. I don't know how to play, but let's
All right.
go.
So the example would be give me 5 breakfast cereals, and then I would give you 10 seconds to go Cheerios, Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, and Toasted
Fruit Loops.
There you go.
Okay.
So you got 10 seconds to name 5 things. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Give me 5 roller coasters that start with a K but end with the Y and are the color brown.
Oh,
Go.
Christ. What?
I'm kidding.
What?
Everybody's face just went to what the fuck? All right, here we go. Give me 5 water rides, water coasters. Coasters that include water. Go.
Oh, shit. Of course I'm going to draw a blank. I give up. I'm just totally blanking out here.
And that
What
was
are the
Ted-
two?
Griffin,
what
Secret,
are the-
Diamondback, Journey
what
to
are the two-
Atlantis.
Reese almost had it.
Okay, Reese wins.
I was going, Griffin, Diamondback, Shikra, Matterhorn, and
Okay. I froze up when you said. I thought you said water coasters. I started thinking Holiday World. What are their 2 water coasters? I thought. Never mind. Anaconda. Anaconda.
All right, let's see how hard we can make this for Reese.
I mean, he wins. I got nothing.
No, I mean, if I give him something and he can't name it, then we're good. All right, Reese,
Can't rig this.
name 5 roller coasters that exist in the Netherlands.
Pardon?
Wacky Worm, Wacky Worm, Wacky Worm, Wacky Worm, and Wacky Worm.
Martin, is there a wacky worm in the Netherlands?
I don't even know. I don't think so. I don't know.
All right.
I'll give it to Reese. I'll just give it to him.
All right, that does it for the show this week. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Clint Novak. Thanks, Martin, for stopping by today. Little Spoon for hanging out and filling in, and Reese for coming back for 1 week before leaving. That was